All right, so this is a historic Reanimator list. The goal of this deck is to get Velomachus, Koma, and or Ulamog into the graveyard and pull them straight out of the graveyard. That's what we're doing. We're going to use, this is a historic list, and if you're familiar with the channel, if you've seen me before, you've probably seen my standard variant of this list that still leverages Koma as well as Velomachus to pretty good effect. This is a similar setup, except instead we have access to Faithless Looting because we're in historic, and which is just the best way to get stuff into the graveyard. We still have Thrill of Possibility because it's excellent. I'm running Cast Down instead of Heartless Act. To be honest, I'm not sold on that. Because there are a lot of legendary creatures running around, but my thought was there are also a lot of counters running around in various Selesnya strategies, and so I thought it would probably make sense to have Cast Down in place of Heartless Act, but to be honest, if you wanted to put Heartless Act in place of Cast Down, that's fine. I certainly can't argue with it. We also have Grim Tutor because Velomachus can cast this off the top, and it also allows us to search up exactly what we need, whatever that may be. It's just good. Grim Tutor is just good value. And then we also have Storm's Wrath because it's the wrath that all of our threats survive from. Like all of our big threats survive with Storm's Wrath. We still have Return Upon the Tide because it's a turn 4. So we only have, but we're down from 4 to 2. So we only have 2 Return Upon the Tide in here. And then we also have Unbreakable Bond just because the lifelink counter on Velomachus is disgusting. Now, the other thing that we have in here because we're in historic rather than standard is we have access to Unburial Rites. This card is great. And so what we can do is we can Faithless Looting on 1 or 2, discard Unburial Rites along with, say, Ulamog, for example. And then what we do is we then Unburial Rites, we flashback Unburial Rites on turn 4, as long as we have white mana, which we will because we're rocking the Savai Triome as well as a bunch of pathways. So we'll have access to that. That shouldn't be an issue. And so as long as we can get one of our threats into the graveyard alongside Unburial Rites, we have a turn 4 reanimation. And that's huge. That can go a long way for us. And that can be Velomachus, it can be Koma, it can be Ulamog, whichever works. The other cool thing that we have access to, which you may recognize from my standard list, is Velomachus has the ability to activate and cast any of our reanimation spells. And so if Velomachus is attacking, they actually have the opportunity to cast stuff off the top of our library, and activate reanimation abilities to pull Koma or Ulamog out of our graveyard if they're in there as well. And so that's ultimately, like, Faithless Looting is great for that. And so in a lot of cases, we're actually going to be Grim Tutoring up Faithless Looting to fill out our graveyard. Yeah, that's actually what's going to happen quite a bit of the time. And yeah, Unburial Rites. Flynn, Unburial Rites is fantastic. That flashback is clutch. Yeah. And worst case scenario, we cast it on 5 and then flash it back on turn 6, which there's nothing wrong with that either. So we have an opportunity to use Unburial Rites to get 2 targets out. I think Unburial Rites was a phenomenal addition to Historic, and I think it's going to make something like this viable. So this is the Koma, this is the Historic, what I'm calling the Reanimator deck. Special thanks to Austin B1024 for that name. And let's go ahead and jump out into the queue and see what we can do with this thing. My bad. I'm sorry if that was an inappropriate thing for me to have said. Unburial Rites. Let's keep this. I'll let one of those let the Mountain go. I don't mean to be poisonous. I don't mean to be toxic. Just every now and then it comes out. I can't help it. Actually, Sunday Ham tends to be pretty toxic because I'm usually on Austin's channel where I let my freak flag fly a little bit more. Oh, Thought Erasure make me discard Velomachus or one of my Unburial Rites. I'd be happy with either of those, actually. Make me discard Velomachus. Come on, make me chuck Velomachus. Do it. Do it. With the reanimation spell sitting right there. Do it. All right, that's fine. That is against it. You played this in easy clap at this point. Your one is... Pickles, that's hilarious. I love it. Let us faithlessly loot. Yeah, at this point, let's check the Unburial Rites. Just to say because the hype of the wind is there. Yeah, no, Flynn, I get you. Exactly. Pickles, that's hilarious. I love it. Probably gonna make me discard Storm's Wrath here, or I mean, Return Upon the Tide would be a bummer to see you go. Yeah. All the players the same, right? Okay. So seeing Return Upon the Tide go tells me that they don't have creatures. but they're running Thought Erasure, so they're full on Grixis. Full on Grixis, not running creatures. Let's try to faithlessly loot and see what happens. There was no delay. I noticed a complete lack of delay. So I'm gonna let... Okay, so next turn we are definitely gonna cast Unburial Rites. I was playing around a counter spell there. Was why I cast Faithless Looting instead of Unburial Rites. But there was absolutely no delay, so that's leading me to believe that our opponent's playing at sorcery speed. I bet they're looking to cast a Nikki B. Probably, but if they had Ravager, they would have played it last turn. Dragon God, though. Yep, that would work. They're going to uptick. I'm going to exile this land from my hand. And we're going to Unburial Rites Velomachus and punch Nicol Bolas in the face. Punch it in the face. Because sometimes you just got to punch a dragon with a dragon. Grim Tutor up. Koma. Oh yeah, we got a dragon fight on our hands. We got an Elder Dragon versus a Dragon God. No big deal. That's right, Krubbish. Dragons, fight, fight, fight. Bolas' Citadel. So it's a full-on Bolas themed deck. Ravager, there he is. Discard a... yeah, don't mind if... I'll discard Koma. I'm cool with that. Thank you for letting me discard Koma. I appreciate that very much, as a matter of fact. Do we Unburial Rites Koma? Actually, no. I think we attack first. Cast something off the top. Oh, cool. Return upon the tide. That grabs Koma. So we can save the Unburial Rites for later. And we can Storm's Wrath after this turn to get Nicol Bolas, the Ravager, off the field. Oh, but they're going to Chump Block instead. I'm cool with that. Cha-ching. All right. We could have Grim Tutored there, but I think we're just going to hold off. Because we have all the advantage on board. They're playing Bolas, you're on their side now. Pickle, that's fair. I mean, what's Grixis if not evil, is it? That's an interesting swamp. All the Oracles. Why does that swamp have a gold border? Add one mana of any color. I'm not seeing the World Tree. Oh, because it's Chromantic Lantern, that's why. Cry the Crenarium, eh? I don't like where this is going. Thank you, Pickles. Thank you. I'm a little slow on the uptick. Nikki B Dragon God, not bad. Oh, they had to cast Cry the Canarium off the top. That's what was going on. Okay. Five hours still going strong. You know it, Ari. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Grixis any reference to a bit of a meme. Yeah. Play some League on the side. Rock on. Nothing wrong with that, Ari. Nothing wrong with that. And yes, we are still going strong. I'll exile the Grim Tutor. I don't need it. Seagate Restoration, eh? Drawing some cards. I can respect that. Hoping to get something good off the top with Bolas' Citadel, but at this point, I don't know what they could draw that can save them. I think we got this. As I continue to brush the hair out of my face, like I do. Valky, God of Lies. I don't have any creatures in my hand, so check it out. Take a look. So let's see. They need to kill Velomachus. Oh, yeah. Or just concede off the top. That works, too. Yeah, they need a Storm's Wrath off the top. Yeah, Storm's Wrath off the top would have been good. Zirish. Let's do this. Or Ixerish. I think it's probably Zirish. Is how you probably pronounce that. It's a goofy hand. Let's keep it. It's a very goofy hand. Let's keep it. If nothing else, Grim Tutor for a Faithless Looting could go a long way. We'll see what we can do. Let's give him the sporting hello. I don't always, but sometimes I do. I just felt like giving Zirish the sporting hello. The thrill of possibility. And just like that, our Grim Tutor is in fact going to find us one of our threats. Probably Velomachus. Leviosa. Leviosa, not Leviosa. Of course, gotta remember that. Grim Tutor, let's go. And I know what I'm grabbing. So I'm seeing Selesnya on the other side of the board. Paradise Druid, that's pretty good. That's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Of course, how could I forget? Let us thrill away Velomachus first before we play a land, just in case. Because now we actually have an opportunity to... I'm going to make this a white mana source. I should have made that a red mana source. Oops, my bad. Well, Savai Triome will be okay, but we have access to cast down now. All opponents use hello or later muted. Basically, Mary just concludes this span a little later time. You're not wrong. I think we need to cast down that Contestant Champion. Because that could get out of hand. I know what enchantment decks can do. And I don't want to see what this enchantment deck can do. Do we Grim Tutor here for something? Or do we... I think we foretell Return Upon the Tide and call it a day. And now we still have cast down mana back, so if they try to drop another 3-drop creature, we can blow it up. Angelic Gift, eh? ETB's draw a card. Okay. So it's Paradise Druid Boggles. I bet they're running Sentinel's Eyes. And let's see, do they try it? No, they don't. They smartly decide not to swing. That is a good call on their part. And we are going to return Velomachus Upon the Tides. We're going to cast the Storm's Wrath off the top to get rid of their Boggle. Themselves here for Mother's Day, so good luck, good games, and good day. Rock on, Gromit. Have a good one, and yeah, happy Mother's. Wish your mom a happy Mother's Day for me. And I'm sure she'll just be wondering who the heck is HamHocks, and that's fine. We're gonna keep the Storm's Wrath available as well as the cast downs, but we're gonna put Koma in the bin. That way, if we hit a Prison Realm, that's problematic. Man, I haven't seen that card in a minute. Maybe I should have kept the Tutor. Probably should have kept the Tutor. But I was thinking if we swing with Velomachus and hit a reanimation spell off the top, we can now grab Koma, which is good. Destiny Spinner, that looks very cast downable. But I think first, let's faithlessly loot some more in the hopes of hitting some more threats. Unburial Rites, yes! I'll chuck one of those in the bin and be very happy about it. Let's have one of the Storm's Wrath go. We can live with that. I'm going to blast that Destiny Spinner just because I don't want them having any targets. Although I probably should have let them put some enchantments on it first. Kept the Tutor and Ditch Thrill. Yeah, Pickles, you're right. Should have let the cheap thrills go. And we're going to Unburial Koma next turn. Luminous Broodmoth. Hey, that's a card. That card's downright good. Now they're wondering, do they enchant it now or do they wait? Ooh, Sword of the Realms. Okay. All right, all right. You know what? I don't quite have the mana to Storm's Wrath and Unburial Rites this turn, but I think I'm going to Storm's Wrath and get rid of the Luminous Broodmoth before the Sword of the Realms attaches to it. And you know what? While I'm at it, I'm going to just chuck this Unburial Rites and draw some more stuff. Another Tutor, don't mind if I do. Would ditching 2 Unburial Rites have been bad? No, Pickles, that actually would have been just fine. No, actually, Pickles, that probably would have been good. It is indeed a card, right? Halvar. First duo, gonna record the one for later. Rock on, duo. Very cool. I'm recording a video right now, as a matter of fact. Halvar, the god of battle. Unburial Rites, grabbing Koma. Let's go. Grim Tutor grabbing up, let's just say, for the sake of argument, of Velomachus. And Power of War, cheers, my friend. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Koma. Koma being Koma. Doing Koma things. Oh, Joe, you were way behind. Oh, no. Oh, Prison Realm, no! Who runs Prison Realm, honestly? Who throws a shoe? Honestly. All right, so I'm hoping we hit a Storm's Wrath off the top, but I doubt it. Oh, if I responded, oh, I'm sorry, man. But your first video, I did respond. Yeah, I did see that message, I promise. So the first video's done and you were way behind. I'm sorry about that, man. Probably putting Sword of the Realms on the Setessan Champion is my guess. Or no, they're going to leave it on Helvar. Okay. Hitting another Storm's Wrath off the top would be great. Faithless Looting's acceptable, though. Because it's just going to chuck... No! Oh, Storm's Wrath. Where'd you go? I need you. Come back. Banishing Light. Oh, no. Oh, you're way behind on the stream, not videos. Okay, I got you, Duo. That makes way more sense. These exile effects are problematic. And dead, yep. I'm thinking so, Piggles. I'm thinking so. Yep. Oh, double strike. That's right. Yep. Alas. That's a good game, though. That's a good game. Clavicle. We're going up against a body part. Let's do this. All right. Cast down Unburial Rites and Storm's Wrath in the opening hand. If our opponent has... If we're going up against an aggressive player, this is actually not a bad hand. The fact that we don't have any of our loot effects gives me a little bit of pause, but let's keep it and see what we can do. Yeah, we don't have any of our loot effects, nor do we have access to white mana for the Unburial Rites flashback. Ulamog, that's a card. Let's throw it on one swamp. Let's call it a day. Well, call it a turn. All right. Dragon Skull Summit, not a bad card. Thoughtseize. Make me discard Ulamog. Make me discard Ulamog. Force me to discard Ulamog. I dare you. Come on, do it. You know you want to. That would be idiotic, and they're not going to, but man, do I want them to. Discard Unburial Rites. Actually, I'm not mad at that. I think Unbreakable Bond probably would have been the better pick for them. And now we have access to Cast Down. I'm not mad at that. And we're going to have access to Storm's Wrath on 4 because of the Blightstep Pathway. So we could be going up against full-on Grixis control. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. We're seeing against... It's been Rakdos so far. Faithless Looting. There you are, you beautiful, beautiful card, you. You're a sorcery, unfortunately, but that's okay. You're worth it. Let's let one of these... I'm going to let the Cast Down go. Because our opponent doesn't have any critters anyway. Orange standard version is quite often right now. Rarely win. Really? Oh, the opponents always concede. Gromit, I hear that. No, when you pull off a turn 4 Koma, people tend to scoop it up. Yeah, that's been my experience too. Gromit, I'm not surprised. That deck is super fun. And this historic version, are we going up against Tainted Pack combo? Well, no, because they'd have blue in the mana base for Thassa's Oracle if that was the case. Yes, because I do still have Cast Down. Is this a fellow Reanimator player that's just not hitting any of the threats? Could be. But yes, Pickles, I'm still running Cast Down. It's probably not wise, but I'm doing it. Turn 4 Koma. Turn 5 Koma off Luca, so the giant killer's ready. Oh yeah, absolutely. You need to have the giant killers ready just in case. Let's faithlessly loot some more, shall we? Yes, let's. Ooh. Discarding Koma. Not mad at that. And we can let this Blightstep Pathway go because we have access to the Brightclimb Pathway. Do we faithlessly loot some more? I think we do. Let's loot faithlessly. Ooh, Velomachus. Don't mind if I do. And you know, I'm gonna let the Thrill of Possibility go because at this point we've got all three of our big threats are in our graveyard. We have Ulamog, we have Velomachus, and we have Koma. So what we're gonna do is on the next turn we are gonna Unburial Rites Velomachus. It's probably gonna get killed immediately, but assuming it does not, it's going to attack and hopefully draw into a reanimation spell. But let's take the shot. Let's see what we can do. Our opponent did not get priority there, but now they do. Dang it. Yeah, it's not going to survive. Giant Killer's fast because one favorite card, so versatile. Oh yeah, Giant Killer's amazing. No, all the adventure cards are great, even the ones that don't get... Yeah, Heartless Act. Yep, I know. I should have that in this deck. It was worth the shot, though. I'm glad we took the shot. Let's faithlessly loot some more. Another cast down. I'm not mad at the cast down, actually. Let's let 2 of these lands go. Let's play the Triome so we have access to just all the... Oh, I should have played the Brightclimb Pathway. Oh, well. Not the end of the world. Guess who's over it? This guy's over it. Oh, the Unbreakable Bond. Happy to see that. We're going to try throwing the cast down on the Young Pyromancer. It resolves. Glad to see that. And we're going to throw Unbreakable Bond on Velomachus. If they have another Heartless Act, they cannot target Velomachus with it. And then we have Unburial Rites, which is going to grab up Ulamog. Boom, baby. And then we can flash back Unburial Rites to get Koma next turn. You'll love to see it. The DFC land, so you could have cast down the open cycle. Yeah, no pickles, you're right. I did make a punt there, no question. Velomachus is so good. I'll sacrifice Ulamog to Ingress Rampage. I'm okay with that. It's a good card. Ingress Rampage is a darn good card. Ooh, second Ingress Rampage. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, opponent. I'm not mad at that. Good work. Good work. Gonna Unburial Rites Velomachus again, though. Booyah, let's go. Let's Grim Tutor up. Another Unburial Rites. Starlight Circuitry, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it very, very much. Let's get rid of that Young Pyromancer, shall we? Let's shall. I think we're in good shape here. Ingress Rampage, fair enough. That's a third Ingress Rampage, which is one of the only things I could do to deal with it. But unfortunately, we have Imperial Rights. Sorry, opponent. I mean, it's unfortunate for them. I'm pretty happy with it. Booyah. Got him.